Christopher Titus, and this is the Armageddon Update. And well, today I was going to talk about guns and the need for some sort of change to gun laws, because in the last week we had 18 people killed with high-capacity weapons that were bought within that same week, and the one in Georgia was purchased the same day. Jesus Christ, even Amazon takes a day to get me toilet paper. But you can get an AR-15 today. Make sure when you come in, you're really pissed, though.
Sunday, Sunday, Sunday! Angry white men and guns. All day, Sunday. After church, come get some guns. After watching sports all day, come get your guns. Wife giving you back talk, get your guns. Guns, guns, guns. Angry white guys. Gun Emporium. No ID or mask required. America.
Now, because this podcast has talked about guns and the senseless deaths of Americans and has proven over and over and over that gun laws work worldwide, guns aren't cars or knives, the AR-15 was designed as a weapon of war. Good guy with the gun is an incel bullshit jerk-off fantasy, and the NRA is full of craven liars who used members' donation money to pay for private jets, and then they spent a lot of it trying to polish this turd. When it comes to guns, I think we here at the Armageddon Update have covered it. So instead of going over that again for the 230th time, let's talk about a real president. Today was Joe Biden's first press conference, and he came apart like a bird flying into a windmill. I mean, Biden stumbled and bumbled through that press conference as if he was drunk on tequila and heroin. Here's a sample.
No leader can be sustained in his position or her position unless they represent the values of the country.
You know, after the last 4 years of having a man who said we should nuke hurricanes, inject disinfectant, and that windmills cause cancer?
If you have a windmill anywhere near your house, congratulations. Your house just went down 75% in value. And they say the noise causes cancer.
To have this guy Biden, a man who not only knows the facts and the stats, but at one point was giving so much information that he had to stop himself.
So we're building back up the capacity that should have been maintained and built upon, that Trump dismantled. And the other thing we're doing, I might add, am I giving you too long an answer? Because if you don't want the detail, maybe I'll stop there.
He was like, yeah, sorry, I got so much information in my skull as the president that I can see you fading away, kind of like in the Matrix.
5,000 beds in the Texas
building
border.
back
For example,
up
I
the
use all the
capacity.
resources available. The other thing we're doing, I might add.
Sorry, I'm not talking about emails or using a Sharpie to lie about the weather or lying about my taxes, but you know what? I can't, because I got a country to fucking dig out again. My favorite part was when Caitlin Collins asked him about the 2024 election. It was as if Jeff Dunham's Walter had been elected as the most powerful man in the world, and he was bringing it. Get off my lawn style.
I'm a great respecter of fate. I've never been able to plan 3.5 years ahead for certain.
And if you do run, will Vice President Harris be on your ticket?
I would fully expect that to be the case. She's doing a great job.
And to all of you who claim that Joe Biden has dementia or is fading, let me clear it up. He popped off so many statistics today and had so many clear, concise, truthful, and factual statements that it made me think, oh my God, I can start listening to music again. Because shit, for 4 years, I paid Apple Music, but I couldn't have turned away from the dumpster fire apocalypse that Sweet Potato Hitler and the cluster Trump administration trotted out on a daily basis. But today, we got reminded what it was like to have a president, a man who gives a flying rat's ass about this country and the people in it. So whether you voted for him or not, I want you to watch this.
Regarding the filibuster, at John Lewis's funeral, President Barack Obama said he believed the filibuster was a relic of the Jim Crow era. Do you agree?
Yes.
If not, why not abolish it if it's a relic of the Jim Crow era?
Successful electoral politics is the art of the possible. Let's figure out how we can get this done and move in the direction of significantly changing the abuse of even the filibuster rule first. It's been abused from the time it came into being by an extreme way in the last 20 years. Let's deal with the abuse first.
He riffed that. It's like an improv group decided it was going to be boring as hell. Like all improv groups. Greg Proops aside, because he's a genius. Exception proves the rule. So, to those of you that continue to think that Joe Biden is addled or has Alzheimer's or can't think straight, I give you this.
Did you move too quickly to roll back some of the executive orders of your predecessor?
First of all the policies that are underway were not helping at all. Did not slow up the amount of immigration and as many people coming. And rolling back the policies of separating children from their mothers, I make no apology for that. Rolling back the policies of remain in Mexico, sitting on the edge of the Rio Grande in a muddy circumstance with not enough to eat, I make no apologies for that. I make no apologies for ending programs that did not exist before Trump became president, that have an incredibly negative impact on the law, international law, as well as on human dignity. And so I make no apologies for that.
And then I give you this.
Are you worried that if you don't manage to pass voting rights legislation, that your party is going to lose seats and possibly lose control of the House and the Senate in 2022?
What I'm worried about is how un-American this whole initiative is. It's sick. It's sick. Deciding in some states that you cannot bring water to people standing in line, waiting to vote. Deciding that you're going to end voting at 5 o'clock when working people are just getting off work. Deciding that there will be no absentee ballots under the most rigid circumstances. It's all designed, and I'm going to spend my time doing three things. One, trying to figure out how to pass the legislation passed by the House, number one. Number two, educating the American public. The Republican voters I know find this despicable. Republican voters.
And if you still don't think that Joe Biden is your president, then please, I want you to stand firm on that. And don't cash that COVID relief check. Instead, send it to this guy. He's going to need it to pay for lawyers. I'm Christopher Titus, and this is the Armageddon Update. And the fucker did it with a stutter.
We will, by my 100th day in office, have administered 200 million shots in people's arms.
Hey everybody, Christopher Titus Podcast. How are you? Another weird week in America. With me as always, the lovely Bombshell Ray.
What's up, people?
And the Hylinder.
There could be only one.
Bombshell and I went snowboarding yesterday. Her voice is a little bit messed up because I believe
She was yelling, no, a lot.
yeah. And we did shoot a piece for we shot a sketch for our new show coming up, Bradley and Titus, Titus and Bradley. I'm tired, I'm tired of, and I hope it goes away as I watch the president's press conference today. It seems like America, we never get a week where there's I never have to sit down to the Armageddon Update and go, man, I wonder what to write about today. I don't know. It's always like, oh, fuck it, there you go.
Yeah,
so
a
we
feeding
had
frenzy.
Two shootings again. Someone said, thank God America's back. This mass shootings have started again. Oh, that means we're coming out of COVID. Isn't it sad that that's a sign that things are getting back to normal?
Woo! More America again.
Yeah, people are still dying. It's just like Americans.
Different kind of shot.
Yeah, exactly. Did you get your shot? Yes. Call an ambulance or a chopper. Get me out of here. It seems that we have started up again. I don't like it. A guy, the craziest, scary, incel-looking redneck son of a preacher, went into 3 massage parlors and shot 8 people.
Totally. As soon as I heard the news, I'm like, this guy, guaranteed, looks like a Proud Boy. Scroll down, I'm like, Jesus Christ.
What is this?
I know, but did you see that was such a big deal on the?
What is this beer?
It's not a good.
It
it's
doesn't
a
look
southern,
good on anybody.
It's It's
us all
that
talk like Ray this
Alabama, Mississippi, Georgia triplex. You know, that beer is very popular on women and men. But
and the shaved floop-de-doop hair.
I have to give her
the
credit.
floop-de-doop is big.
I
really
have
big.
to give her credit on how she just kind of slid that. That you didn't badoom like I do it. You went. It's very nice.
So it was a big deal that everyone said, that the guy in Denver or in Boulder was white. And he even made it on a website called hotair.com or something.
Yeah, they were saying, these liberals who's called this guy white guy. Well, if you look at the guy who shot the people in Boulder, looks like a white guy. He looks actually just...
Wait, that's not a white guy?
No, they showed him a picture in court today.
He's Syrian,
but he's not brown Syrian. He's this color white.
Yeah.
He's this color white. So my point was, they didn't shoot him. He was a white guy. He looked like a white guy. They found out later on his license and birth certificate that he was Syrian.
Right. They're like, we have something to tell you.
Okay. Exactly. Cops like,
terrorist.
We could have shot him.
We forgot. Terrorist.
Colorado cops, we could have shot that guy.
He had his first court appearance today. Mm-hmm. Did you see that?
He didn't look great.
I just heard it. I didn't get to see it, but he got shot in the thigh. I would assume he'd be feeling a little under the weather.
He's in a wheelchair, yeah.
And they made him verbally speak that he understood, and he sounded clear. He said yes.
But his brother said he's got mental illness.
Oh yeah, his Facebook post said that if these anti-Islamic hate something racist, whatever, would stop tapping his phone and following him everywhere, then he could get his life run a lot more easily. That was like a few months ago. I didn't say that exactly right because I've lost my ability to speak.
I'm not kidding. My mom thought the phone was tapped. My mom thought people were watching her. I am not kidding. That sounds like my mom.
Helicopters.
Yep.
Things he thought he was always
That's QAnon. That's a QAnon. There's a whole group of them. That's QAnon.
One of my
They're all
favorite
paranoid.
movies is Conspiracy Theories, Mel Gibson. And this before we knew he was a raging racist and a psychopath and all this. But I got to tell you, that movie has such a great mix of fear and humor in it. And but that's what these people are doing. They're thinking that
Yeah, but he ended up being right, didn't he?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yes.
Not spoiler alert. I don't want to ruin the movie.
I thought you meant the guy in Boulder. I'm like, no, he wasn't.
No. I don't want to ruin the movie for anybody that hasn't seen it.
The point of that guy is that I think they were both crazy, don't you? I mean, they were both had to be crazy. I mean, you don't go shoot a bunch of people.
I think it's easy to...
I'm going to say. By the way, Your Honor, the jury, very clear on this one.
Yeah. Go ahead.
So, to their credit on this is how fast white people abandon their kin in the South. The church denounced him, got up and did a speech about it, apologized to everybody. There was a guy and his girl were getting a couples massage. Mm-hmm. She got shot. He shot her. And they kept him in the car for 3 hours, cuffed.
Right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And so
black guy, not pertinent to the story. Just
no. That's They didn't put any white guys in the cars.
So the customer who was getting a massage was treated worse than the actual perpetrator.
Correct.
Of the shooter himself.
Yes.
Yeah, that's okay. That's
that seems to happen a lot in America. Not to you and I or her. We're good.
I thought that last night. I thought we were about to be pulled over on the way home, and I had this whole thought process. Like, I wonder if you will get out of this one because you always get out of them.
Why do you think we would have been pulled over? What were we doing last? We weren't doing anything wrong last night.
105, and so I can see they're big,
it's
giant
just great.
numbers.
Your Honor, the evidence is a podcast and not admissible in court due to the fact that we're comedians, and she was kidding.
And we never get it right.
I was
Just
not.
Look at all the other ones.
Yeah, we're always wrong, and we always exaggerate. She meant 55.
Mm-hmm. Anyway, and then I started having this whole thought process about that. I have never once thought, I'm getting pulled over and you're driving and been afraid. Never once thought we could die on this traffic stop. It just occurred to me last night, how different that experience is. That's not even something that you would have to think about.
And you're a little bit Native American also, right? Yeah.
Thank you.
So you got something.
One tear goes down.
I have worried when I'm alone, but not
because of race, because you're a woman.
I don't think I'm gonna die necessarily, but you might not want me after that.
You
wouldn't want me.
What special is that I did?
Love is evil. You wouldn't want me.
You wouldn't want me now anyway.
So I went to Fox to see, because I was looking up what people are saying about the Biden press conference.
So let's we've talked. I did part of the Armageddon update about guns, just the beginning, to point out that we have done 230 episodes of the show about guns.
Oh, really?
And so I just blew through it and just said, we're not doing it again. We've done it. Then I went to Biden's press conference.
Well, also, maybe you missed all of the human contact that you always get when you talk about guns.
It's true. I do get a lot of love.
So
whenever I do an Armageddon I love, I get a lot of attention.
Yeah.
It's really, it is, and I'm needy. And so I really like it.
Yeah. So they go, those videos go viral.
Yeah. Well, you know what? My nickname is Fuck You Asshole. And
Eat a dick and die.
Eat a dick and die. That's another popular nickname.
Those are usually, they misspell that sentence in the subject line.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like whenever he talks about guns on social media or in a special, these are like the whole email list is that.
And the thing is that because of that, I've sharpened my blade so much when it comes to facts about it that Eat a Dick and Die is pretty much their final argument. That's I've destroyed. They're not like cars. Oh, if they are like cars, how about we legislate them like cars? How about that? Right. You have to have insurance. You actually have to have it registered. There has to be a national registry, like a VIN number, a GIN number, a gun identification number. You have to get tested. You have to train for 40 hours. And they're like, fucking shut up, dude. You eat a dick and die.
Just the fact that Ted Cruz had to say every time there's a mass shooting. He actually said that with a straight face. What did he say? You do this ridiculous theater again.
That isn't going to do anything to stop it.
And the fact that you just said every time there's a mass shooting. And
that's what I said. I tweeted it. I gave you credit for it when I tweeted it out. I said, my wife just said, every time there's a mass shooting. There is no other country in the world where that sentence is an okay sentence. Every time, you know what? Every time a bunch of people get their heads blown off, people get all wonky.
You keep complaining about people dying.
But it's like that just him saying every time is the problem.
Yeah.
Dude, you just stated the problem.
But we're so far past that.
Right.
It's Kenny when she was little getting ready for school and turning around to the TV and going, oh, is there another mass shooting? And then goes back to eating her cereal. Like there's we're past that. It's a thing now.
I still remember the Friday driving them to school. I was talking about this Sandy Hook. I was driving them to school and the Sandy Hook thing had hit. And I'm in the car. I'm starting to cry because they said 22 kids got killed. And I'm driving my kids to school. Or the hunting ground, as we refer to it in America now. And I'm driving them there. And then years later at her high school, there was a shooting in front of her school. And they ran, her and her friend standing next to her got shot through the leg. Didn't kill him, got through the calf. And they run inside the school. And then he realizes he's bleeding all over the place. So he got shot. She didn't get hit, but she got, she was standing this far from a dude. And then my son ran from that same shooting. So it's not like this is an academic exercise and guns are bad. It's like, fuck, people die every day.
And how about the argument to let's give teachers guns? So let's meet guns with guns instead of making it harder to get a gun.
Did you see the bit I did?
Let's just hand out guns.
You edit my shit. Did you see what I did about teachers getting guns? If any of my teachers had ever had a weapon, there would be no show tonight. Right. Do you really want the people that spend 8 hours a day with your children to have a weapon?
They're just trying not to strangle anybody.
Throwback Titus Thursday. So Biden. So let's get. We've talked about guns. We know we're right that you guys.
I don't want to take your guns, by the way.
No.
I'd like to continue to have a gun as well.
Right,
but I don't need an AR-15, and neither do you.
No, or some crazy fucker. If you're a crazy fucker, you shouldn't have one.
And you shouldn't be able to get it the same day.
You should, again, if I can't get toilet paper from Amazon within 20, you shouldn't be able to walk down the street.
Why isn't that a no-brainer?
Well, it is a no-brainer. That's why it's working. It's actually a no-brainer.
It's literally a
no-brainer ball.
It's actually a no-brainer. Then Biden did his press conference today. Now, I have to be honest, after what everybody on the right has been saying about Biden, dementia, he's old. Even I've seen him kind of stutter here and there. I'm like, oh, man. It was like watching your favorite team play and see how they don't suck.
A lot of fumbles.
They're new. They're new, man. They got a new quarterback. Oh, God, let's see what happens. He was awesome. The stuff he came up with. He was spewing facts like
and numbers of acts and provisions in the UN
percentages
treaty and 0.216.
Do you know what I found out today? We're 85th worldwide in infrastructure.
Except
85th.
Except that's not him. That's really Donald Trump wearing a mask that looks like Joe Biden.
They switch faces. But he starts spewing all these things. And then Caitlin Collins, who, by the way, I like Caitlin Collins. She's fine. But
shout out to the turtleneck.
Yeah, to turtleneck. She's rocking the turtleneck. She does make it work.
My mom would be proud.
But Caitlin Collins asked him one question about, I think it was about the filibuster. Then she asked him a question. She goes, we want to know if you're going to run in 2024. And look at we played it during the Armageddon update. What he says, he basically turned old man. He basically said this. I'm going to paraphrase. The fuck are you talking about? I just got here. I got shit to do. We got everybody got to get vaccinated. We got the economy rolling again. We got people unemployed. The fuck are you?
Yes, I just heard part of it.
Why the fuck would you even bring that up? And she goes, well, we just want to know. Yes, I probably will. But CNN did something really evil today. And so I watched the press conference. She says, are you going to have Kamala Harris as your VP? And he goes, yeah, if I'm running again, of course I am. She's doing a great job. I'm driving to do the podcast today. Caitlin Collins goes, here we asked him about Kamala Harris. Here's what he said. And they played a different part of the thing where he goes, I don't know really. I don't know what's going to happen. He was answering the question. I don't know if I'm going to run for president, but if yes, probably I will. But they switched it to make it look like he wasn't backing up Kamala Harris, and I watched it live, and he did.
It's because there isn't enough
psycho now.
Yeah, and so they need to create it because that's how they get more viewers. It's why the ratings of Real Housewives and Street Outlaws are considerably higher than National Geographic Channel about elephants.
I'm sorry, Street Outlaws is so much more intellectual than Real Housewives.
Let's get it straight.
Turbos,
right?
Boost. There's some stuff in there that's pretty smart.
Precious. Trish.
Gonna race you straight off a trailer.
No, race off the trailer.
Gonna race off the trailer.
We're doing off the trailer. Wait, what's the other one? Chase is the race.
Chase is a race. Chase is a race. Arm drop. We don't play no lights. Arm drop.
They are pretty intellectual. Pretty you should check it out.
Sometime. I say what you will, but I love that dude. What the hell's that dude's name?
JJ the Boss.
JJ the Boss. I love JJ the Boss.
What channel is that on? Is that on TLC? Is that on
Discovery? Discover.
Is it on History Channel?
Discover Dumb Guys Racing. They're not dumb guys though, man. They're all using computers to tune the cars and stuff. It's quite intellectual.
I think as we're on this off ramp, we should bring up the off ramp from last week about Army Hammer that we actually started the podcast on.
Early Army. Early.
Wait, which one? No.
Early Army. You started.
That was Arlie Ermy. But that's the guy that was accused of rape.
F. Lee Bailey.
We kind of got off on this tangent thanks to me.
What are you talking about?
And
MC Escher.
Not taking a stand on whether he did it or not. But we just were like, and kept going and got like a couple people that were like, he's innocent until proven guilty. He deserves his day in court. And I was like, I didn't take a stand on his guilt or innocence.
Can I do a disclaimer
either way.
then? By the way, guys, if you're ever watching this podcast and you take what we say seriously in any form at all, you're a moron because we actually started talking about Army Hammer, who I thought it was the baking soda guy.
It is. Hey, it turns out
it is the baking soda guy.
No, that is the family. Someone wrote me. I think it was David Sparrow texted me to tell me that the Hammer Museum.
Yes, the Hammer Museum. That's true.
And him. And the baking soda, it's all the same. One big mashup.
Armand Hammer. So his name's Armand?
No,
I don't know. Is it Army?
Who knows?
So
it is now.
And that's why they couldn't find any evidence on the guy, because they sprinkled the baking soda around and cleaned it up.
But I'm always amazed by... I almost made a really dirty joke.
And also semen.
Yeah, anyway. So please don't take us seriously ever, because...
Yes, Your Honor. He does not drive 105.
That is not why we're here.
Anyway, Joe Biden. Before we do that, I would like to say this episode brought to you today by ButcherBox.
Speaking of Army Hammer, now we're going to talk about meat.
Well,
sprinkling a little
Arm
salty
and Hammer, baking soda.
Right.
Isn't that how they used to? No, that was salt.
Salt.
Back in the old days.
Yeah.
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 Preserved meat, salt.
Butcher Box, which we took, by the way, some of our stuff to the cabin. We went snowboarding.
Sure did.
We transport up to the cabin, and every night we had good meat.
We did. We grilled actually last night
in
or
the
night
snow.
before last
It was
in the
snowing
snow.
and windy, like 60 degrees out.
Oh, that's awesome.
The wind was blowing so hard that balls of ice were coming off the trees and pounding off of the cabin, and branches were everywhere, and I was out there at the grill just doing some Butcher Box chicken. That's how much we love Butcher Box.
That wasn't Titus on Twitter, just raging?
No, yes, that too. Butcher Box helps you make mealtime moments feel special year-round. Every month you get a box of the highest quality meat, and you get it. It's a way better price. So you should go on Butcher Box website, check out the prices, and compare them to if you go to the grocery store. It's night and day better.
But it's not just an ad, because we've been using it. For how long have we been using them now?
3 years.
Has it been 3 years?
We were still living in Burbank because that's when Grandma put the meat in her purse.
So
Can't believe she did that.
But high quality is right.
Really? Can you really not? You've met her.
Again, guys, we don't take ads where we don't believe in the product. So we use this meat all the time. Always high quality. And by the way, keep checking the site because sometimes they have bonus stuff.
It changes constantly.
Yeah, but they have cool stuff like
and it gives you
lobster
time
sometimes.
that you can be having like high quality meals. You don't have to go to the grocery store. We love it. There are certain things that we really love, but they have things like 100% grass-fed and finished beef, free-range organic chicken, heritage pork, wild-caught Alaskan salmon, which is awesome, and sugar and nitrate-free bacon. It's kind of the way that meat should be because it's humanely raised. You guys know I love that. No added hormones, free of antibiotics. Huge deal right now. So
anything that will actually change your DNA, turn you into a zombie, or kill you is out of this meat.
That's the thing. Everybody's like, "Oh, I'm not going to get the vaccine because it's going to change my DNA." But meanwhile, they're
eating Taco Bell.
Right.
Yeah.
They're
and
eating
Mountain Dew and other
Taco Bell. It says on the box at Taco Bell, speaking of meat, it actually says okay for human consumption. It doesn't say this is good. It's okay.
So you might be radiated from this.
Do me a favor. Just keep an eye on
it. or like the meat that you can get at the store that's not Butcher Box, that's not organic or grass fed. It's it's in my
gray
personal opinion, all those hormones and science is showing can cause you to grow tumors
or boobs. So don't. So go to Butcher Box. Do not buy any meat that's not.
Stay boob free. Butcher Box. Right now, Butcher Box is offering new members ground beef for life. So that's this. All these deals are crazy. That's 2 pounds of ground beef in every box every month for the life of your subscription. Just go to butcherbox.com/Titus. That's butcherbox.com/Titus. They have things like lobster come up, scallops.
That's what I'm saying. Check it.
But it goes fast, man. Like we'll do the ad and then people will be like, "What happened to it? It's sold out." So you gotta jump on this because everyone else has heard too.
What an amazing time we live in where you can have a meat subscription.
Yeah, not like a magazine. It used to be just a magazine.
You can have an
different kind of meat, Playboy
subscription now.
Right.
You could have a sex toy subscription.
Yeah, that's true.
Why did she point at you?
We turned that ad down, but maybe we should reach out again for you because he said no when they offered it. He does say we do.
Oh, the company. Oh, right.
I have a base level integrity.
Yeah,
I'm saying base level. I'm not saying I'm gone.
You're saying there is a level.
I have
low.
some. There is some integrity. There was a.
Okay.
I'm a limbo under the integrity. Yes, most
my
of the
level is much lower. I'll take. There was a jewelry company last week, and I was like, okay. He was
they
like,
paid in money. If as long as there's money, I'm like, no, we're not doing that. But there's money. No. But I also, if like I've learned over the years, if I'm gonna let Ray, if I need anything negotiated, I just go, because she's like, money, got it.
I'm relentless.
You are.
So California is opening up vaccines for 50 plus
for old men. Yeah.
A week and a few days.
Mm-hmm.
April 1st.
This is the.
Wait a minute. Hold on.
Wait a second. Now
is Newsom trolling us because of the recall election?
He's like,
fuck all y'all. Ha ha.
We are on a waiting list though, hoping you signed us up for that.
Yep.
I got a text about that. So hoping to get it sooner, but did you notice how unfair it is? So 50 and up opens up April 1st, and then April 15th?
2 weeks later,
everyone else.
Yeah.
There's no then 40 and up, 30 and up. It's everyone else, 16 and older.
Yeah, what's up with 50, age 50? It's like, yeah, you're fucked.
I think the riots...
It's officially 50.
That's why, because it's the elderly.
Yeah. Officially Social Security, and you're not 50. You have to wait.
I'm not 50, right? I'm not 50.
You're not
Speaking
50.
of 50s, thank you to everybody that watched the special last Saturday. That was really fun. We had some of our favorite people here that night. Mahogany was here, and Janine, and CJ, and Bay, and Amber. And so the happy hour...
Dre was here?
Thank you to everyone who did the VIP post-show happy hour. That was the most normal I have felt, like nightlife normalcy in a long time. It was like being at a club in the bar after shows. It was 50 people, 50 households. So some households had like 7 people.
Yeah, there was a couch full of people.
Yeah, and my sister and her fiance joined in, and that
were hilarious.
My sister was enjoying some libations.
Yes, she was.
And she started doing made up sign language to everything people were saying again. I don't know what that's about. And my sister is she's 7 years older, so she was always like our second mom, and she was concerned about the anarchy symbol on the Alpha Chick shirt that you designed, and people were wearing them, and so she was asking everyone to please white out the anarchy symbol on the shirts.
So then it just says loofah. I'm a loofah chick. What?
She was really funny. So thank you guys for that, because that was really a blast.
Guys, honestly, and if you saw the special, like I have to thank, first of all, the whole team. Like Ken was in on the production. We built the sets. We designed
the whole team. It was you and him,
and then and we had a camera crew guys. And
from the filming, you mean?
But the post production was all us. But I have to say that it just came out great. The credits and stuff were awesome, and you. It's so funny to know where you started. I remember your first shows, and then to see you do an hour and 10 minutes that just is just. So we're sitting here watching it, and Ray's with me, sitting next to me, and she starts laughing. I'm looking at her like, but she forgot some of the jokes.
Right.
I forgot all of them.
I do that sometimes.
Also, there were a couple things I said that night that I had never said, and I forget what it was, but it surprised me when I saw it.
Yeah.
Oh, I was
because we watched it with you guys from here with our friends.
Well, I was directing from the booth, and I remember when you did it. I came down. I was like, "How come? Why did you? Was that the first time you've done that? Every special I've done the same thing. Where all of a sudden, in the middle of the moment, the pressure of this, I'm like, boom, and then it works. Because the good news is, if it didn't work, we could have cut it out, but it worked.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. I don't remember what it was. I know.
Did like 4 of them.
The Yoko Ono joke.
Like there was more than one.
Yoko Ono, yeah, it was like 4.
But this was one that I laughed out loud at that I had forgotten. Anyway, so that was a really fun night. That happy hour was ridiculous.
And if you guys want to see it, we're going to put it up, right? So you'll be able to download it. You'll be able to watch it.
Not quite yet.
Not quite yet. So,
I feel like we all watched it for the first time. Because it's the first time,
right? Because you and we were editing it,
watching it for different reasons.
I was editing the turns and making jokes work better, and it was the first time I got to sit
That's
back
what I mean.
and enjoy it.
After
that was awesome.
You would do editing and stuff, I would watch it, but I was watching it for things and like, oh, that was okay, that was weird, and writing something down. This was just us with friends, almost like we were at a comedy club, which they all said they felt like because none of us can go out, and several of our friends are vaccinated now, but we all still had masks on, and we all still spread out in the space, and it was like hanging out again. It was really cool. And then,
by the way, if you're vaccinated, don't be a vaxhole about it. Don't be like just don't.
You have to rub it in.
Okay. We're all gonna get vaccinated. You got a month of being a dick, and if you don't think we're gonna remember you were a dick, you're wrong. We're gonna remember. So just be good. Like keep it to yourself.
Well, just be careful too. Still wear your mask because the variants are out. Also, just want to throw this out because he now knows that he will be vaccinated in time. some rando new dates were added to get him back in the swing of things. So May 1st and 2nd, Christopher Titus is going to be in Oakland, California.
Yeah, near my hometown.
Yep.
Fremont,
and,
New York.
and then that's going to be at Nito's backyard. And then you're going to do San Diego on May 14th. And you're going to do Santa Barbara on May 16th. So all drivable gigs.
And these will all be a brand new show. As a matter of fact, in a couple of weeks, we're going to break in my new show here. You're going to see me working it out here at the Combustion Lounge. Also, not this weekend, but next weekend, the date?
April 3rd.
April 3rd, you're going to see Run the Commercial.
Action.
Dude, it was awesome
that
what you did.
commercial was really cool.
It was great. We did another one with the pups. But Titus and Bradley, our second sketch show, we shot sketches and we'll be doing riffs and stuff. But it's you guys should watch it. It's really good. I just came with a new one today.
Don't tell.
Don't tell. It's too good of an idea. You knew what I told you this morning. You were
tell.
like, "Oh no, that's perfect."
It's we had a lot of requests for a new George and Gracie.
But the problem with George and Gracie is I have to do it. I have to give them respect and also make it modern. Yeah. And I
love them dealing with modern issues from an earlier perspective. So I loved them. They lived through the flu, the Spanish flu, the 1918 flu, and now here we are in it again. So I love that.
So I came up with something today that's ultra modern, perfect, and their reaction to it is going to be, I think, will illuminate it,
and it'll probably piss some people off. So
definitely,
good.
That's his favorite thing.
Well, then again, I have a list of things that I say that piss people off. So.
True that.
Checklist.
Including people at this table.
It's not a list, it's a checklist for you.
Yeah, I didn't hit that one this time.
This episode also brought to you by Ritual. Speaking of things that you can have delivered to your house.
Took them this morning.
I know. Actually, you forgot to take them to the cabin and you were upset.
And you know what else? Is that I noticed that when I was up there that my energy was different and my knee hurt. But when I was taking them before, because I fell on the concrete like an idiot, very Joe Biden-like, while I was helping her garden and I tripped.
You were putting in backyard lights. That's way cooler than helping me garden.
I was kind of doing both. And I hurt my knee. And when I was taking it up to it, I wasn't noticing it. And I got back this morning and we woke up this morning. I was like, oh my God, my knee hurts. It's interesting. So pop my vitamins.
So it's a multivitamin and it's got key nutrients and they actually make it bioavailable so that your body can actually use it. Fills in gaps in your diet. It's delayed release.
I don't pee lime green after taking
either.
it.
And that's the first vitamin I've ever taken.
Yeah,
that
your fitness stuff you did?
Yeah.
It was always like crazy. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. And it was instant. I would pee out everything that was in the vitamin. So it's delayed release, and it has high quality nutrients like vitamin D3, which is super important all the time, but especially right now. You take 2 daily pills. It's made traceable, so you know what nutrients you're taking and where they come from because they have a visible supply chain. Go on their website and check it out. They've got different life stages. So, there's like a teen one, and then there's a,
men, women,
and
so
older men.
It's very specific.
and
when you decide to change, you can.
Yeah, when I move up to the older man vitamin.
Well, actually, I accidentally got you the younger man vitamins. And
that's been a problem for her.
Oh, God.
Feeling Randy.
But I do this a lot. Sup?
And his voice is cracking a lot.
Well, you look sexy today. By the way, I feel very vibrant.
Gives you pimples.
Your multivitamins get delivered to your door every month, which has really helped me remember to take them, which was a problem for me. And then also they email me to tell me that the next shipment's about to come, and that it just makes it very present in your brain.
Well, the next shipment, when we get the announcement, I start just trying to catch up. So I'm really healthy, but I'm forced healthy. It's almost like having an aunt that reminds you, did you take your vitamins? Because there's more coming. I'm sending more. Ritual.
Eat, like an Italian mom.
By the way, it is a ritual. Every day, take it.
Clean, vegan friendly, high quality ingredients. So no GMOs, no sugars, no major allergens, synthetic fillers, colorants that are artificial. None of that.
Nope.
You can pause, snooze, or cancel the subscription anytime you want. Get key nutrients without the BS. Ritual is offering listeners 10% off your first 3 months. Just visit ritual.com/Titus to start your ritual today. That's ritual.com/Titus.
Right. I'm interested to see what the different factions of our fucked up government thought of Biden's press conference.
Well,
do we have any like ups and downs?
You know, when you search
because I thought it was great.
Deadline says that he sailed through his debut.
Yeah, nailed it.
They quoted hired to solve problems, not create division.
Mm-hmm. He was smart enough though. He goes. I
miss that. I miss my predecessor or something like that.
He said no president has ever treated immigrants whatever. Let children starve on the border. No president ever. Well, one.
Oh, did you hear?
Did he really say that?
Yeah.
Oh, it's fantastic.
Did you hear?
He's awesome. He's awesome.
Do you regret, changing the border legislation? Do you feel like you did it too quickly? Because now does it bother you that these facilities are overcrowded with these kids in these horrible conditions? Did you hear his response to that? Man, I was like, he was so on it. And he goes, are you kidding me? Is that a serious question? Yeah. Does it bother me? Of course it bothers me. That's why. And then we're doing this, and this.
Why,
I don't want children in those kind of conditions.
That's why HHS is involved now. We're doing this and then.
And
we're
this facility is reopening.
ICE, and we're going to take it out of ICE's hands and get the hell to you. And you're like.
And then he kind of goes off hardcore and he goes, do I regret, changing legislation to protect children and protect their, people that are seeking asylum and that are, no, I will never regret that. Like the way he said it, it was like,
Do you know what I liked about him though? And I watched the whole thing is I liked that there was not one moment of playing both sides to be reelected. Right. He was just like, no. It's horrible. Why would you ask that question? When Caitlin Cullum asked him about 2024, he goes, "What kind of question is that?
Yeah, what the fuck? That's just obviously political.
We're so clusterfucked right now, and you're asking me about 2024." He goes, "There may not even be a Republican Party in 2024.
There might not be a 2024 at all."
Thank you.
So that's what I thought he was going to say. So it looks like a lot of really good reviews, and so I went to Fox.com.
Right,
And the main cover story is huge. LA police, they have a hard-on for California.
Yep.
LA police clash with protesters at Echo Park homeless encampment. That's the lead story. It covers the whole screen.
Right.
Colorado snowboarders face reckless endangerment charges after avalanche.
God,
wait a minute. I want to point out
LA pursuit suspect drives off freeway, hits transformer, and bursts into flame.
The Titus household has moles?
Is that local Fox? Wait. So
no, this is...
That's national.
Then tiny little square in Boulder shooting, grocery store worker narrowly escaped.
Nothing about the press conference.
There's a story about San Francisco. There's a story about Gavin Newsom.
Yeah,
and
that's how you can tell when
meals,
Biden. That's how you can tell. Sorry to interrupt you.
KFC Meals on Wheels partner to feed seniors impacted by the pandemic. So I just wanted to paint a full broad picture.
So Fox's tell is we just if it was awesome.
Amazing.
Yeah. Biden blew the roof off.
Yeah.
Because Fox,
what else we got?
Fox is like Kentucky Fried Chicken. What's the Colonel doing? No. Do we have some sort of crash somewhere? Maybe no. Let's go to California. There's some weirdo in California. How about Breitbart?
Let me search. So on Fox, I searched, Biden makes no apologies at news conference for ending Trump-era migrant protocols. That's how they're framing it.
So the thing that wasn't working and kids were getting separated from their family, he says, I'm not apologizing for fixing that. Wow, what an asshole.
Yeah, you're
what
welcome.
A bad guy.
Right.
That's what I was trying to point out. Like when I said he bumbled and stuff, it was a setup for the video you show. But my God, when you see a guy, I'm going to get back to this. What I loved about him was I didn't see one time where he thought through his answer to how's this going to look. Mm-hmm. Sometimes he went off. At one point, Ray, he goes like this. He starts talking about immigration. It was a big issue or infrastructure or something. And he keeps going and he goes like this. You see, they've told him, dude, You talk so much. What Obama said about Biden was, I want to hear your opinion, but can you keep it under 15 minutes? Because he talks, and he starts going, so here's how it's going to go. Boom, 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 boom. And he starts breaking down the whole thing, and he finally just goes, do you have the quote where he says it?
I did, but I just looked up Breitbart while you were talking.
Where he just goes, you know what? I'm giving you too much information. You don't want all this information, do you? He was a president that actually had too much information, to the point where Caitlin Collins had all her questions answered and had to go, are you going to run in 2024? That's all I got.
You're right. You have all the answers except for that one.
Breitbart. Joe Goes Slow is the lead title of the story.
Wow.
Frail Biden, first press conference as president. School closures ignored. What? Biden speaks for Republicans, says he's uniting country, then says GOP worse than Jim Crow. Evades on deportations in China, which he didn't. He was extremely direct about China as well.
And China.
Biden trolls don't know if there will be a Republican Party in 2024. These are all different news stories back to back about him.
He did not say the GOP was worse than Jim Crow. He said the filibuster. Do you agree with Obama that it makes
Jim Crow look like
era?
Jim Eagle? Yeah.
Okay, so can we talk about this? Here's my downside. Biden can't tell a joke to save his life. Cannot tell a joke. Although, and it's weird. As a comic, I caught him. I caught all three of them. But he blew them. He goes, when the filibuster was done, when I first came in 120 years ago, but he didn't say it like a joke, so it didn't come across like a joke. Then he goes, Jim Crow makes Jim Crow look like Jim Eagle. And then I just saw this. I saw this in his head. No? Nothing?
And here's comments from people underneath on Breitbart. Biden looking down at the podium and reading, all caps, the answer to the first question from the AP. It's pre-planned answers to questions known in advance. Then someone says he's repeating answers his staff is giving in his earpiece. He is an empty suit, life-size puppet. Then someone links a news story. Biden gives no credit to Trump, just blame. United States, a sanctuary country now. Unstoppable tsunami coming. PSU NAMI. That's the lead. That's a news.
PSU?
Capital.
Wow.
I just understood what you're...
I want to read you something. I tweeted it out.
I know there's a silent letter in there somewhere.
That's a pseudonymity.
But it's not fair because it's silent. So how could I remember?
Wow. Your puns, dude. There's no one even playing your game. Pseudonymity? Wow.
He is the pun master for sure.
Man. I'm gonna keep going. I want to read you what he said, because he riffed this. Caitlin Collins asked a question about the filibuster, and he answered this, and it's insane what he said. He riffed this. Now, after the last 4 or 5 years of the last guy, you have to say that anybody that can speak English. That, by the way, they're just mad that he can read.
Right. That's also called preparation.
What's he doing with the reading?
I don't understand at all, but.
I would have loved to see Trump have prepared answers instead of just winging it and making up shit off the top of his head
and rambling and then attacking everyone in government and calling them, as I call them, Shifty Schiff. I call her Nervous Nancy.
Yeah, that's what I call her. You know what I call her? No one gives a shit. Do your job.
Right.
Sleepy Joe.
So she asked him about the filibuster. Do you want to get rid of the filibuster? This is what he riffed. He didn't look down. He looked straight ahead and he said this. This is what this is how our new president talks. Successful electoral politics is the art of the possible. Let's figure out how we can get this done and move in the direction of significantly changing the abuse of even the filibuster rule first. It's been abused since it became into being. It's like you just go, dun, dun, bam. It was clear. Hey, filibuster's a bunch of assholes. He didn't
like he's been saying it over and over in his head already.
Well, then they asked him about China, and he talked about...
That wasn't a speech. That was a question.
How well he knew President Xi, about the history between them when he was vice president, conversations that they had this year. I mean, he just...
Remembered when he talked to him during the Obama administration and brought it up? He said, oh, well, I saw him. We had the meeting and he listed the city. And I was like, dementia patients don't remember any of that. So they can't stand that he's competent. And I had so many people go after me this morning on Twitter, and I'm like, you're just mad that this guy didn't do anything you said he was going to do. Right. He was when he said we were 85th in the world in infrastructure, I'm sure that's a stat that was given to him, but that he just threw it out. We didn't get that from the other guy.
By the way, presidents are supposed to be given stats so that they know stuff.
So they know stuff.
That's why they appoint a whole cabinet of people that specialize in their specific areas. So that then they can learn everything there is to know, problems and solutions. Take that and give it to him in meetings to say, here's what's going on in this area. Then he takes that knowledge and knows stuff for press conferences.
Wait a minute. So those people, the cabinet people, those are just to have dinner with him?
Nope.
To give them the best information?
They're supposed to look stuff up and inform him so he can do the best decision?
Yeah.
What the fuck? What kind of bullshit is this? When did this start?
It's really just shady shit, man. Well, it started before Trump and then was resumed after Trump, when he appointed his limo driver to run the Department of Transportation.
And his pilot, he was going to put his personal pilot, in the head of the FAA.
His hairdresser
became... He could fly a plane. You know what he could do? He could run the entire department that saves people's lives.
You can fly a plane? Be in charge of all the planes then. All right? Great.
What?
You can drive this car?
He put that person in charge of the Doppler radar so that they could manage hurricanes and tornadoes.
A little bit of a steer, but nice.
Not exactly, but
kind
it was a reference.
It was definitely a callback.
Thank you. Appreciate that. Could have put him in charge of county fairs. Cotton candy? No, too far of a leap.
Also, men's shoe lifts, the guy that does his shoes. That guy's in charge of transportation.
Of the census because of people standing or something? That's even too far.
I got to be honest, it was such a weird... Now, had Biden followed Obama, because Obama was such a good speaker, this press conference wouldn't have been such a shining example. You'd have just went, okay, he's competent. Because he followed Trump, there is this level of relief that I don't trust. I feel like it's all going to go sideways. I'm like, this is bullshit. It was like when I met her. So I had an ex-wife that was a psychopath.
Yeah.
And then I met
What's
her.
the catch?
And I'm
What's going on here?
When is this going bad? This is not this. Yeah. This is a trick. That's there was a part of that felt like that today.
And I don't know how. I mean, I don't think Biden's perfect. I don't think anyone's perfect.
I agree.
But any day over Donald Trump, are you kidding me? Any day. I mean, are we even having this discussion after what we just went through?
We're in North Hollywood. I could just go wing a rock and hit whoever, and I would be like, okay, Donald Trump or you.
He's talking about immigration, and he reads the thing and thinks that coyotes are dogs. He thinks that dogs are coming across the border.
Can you believe that? Coyotes.
Even coyotes.
I said coyotes are coming across the border.
Is that that's how they're getting over here?
They're riding coyotes. They're putting children on coyotes, and that's why the thing's all filled up.
On sleds, they're getting pulled by coyotes. I've seen it.
Okay, coyote dog races. Yes, that's what the Mexicans do in the mud.
You hear them? They say mush in Spanish.
And they're upset.
El musho. Yes, I know what you're talking about. I've seen it.
They're upset that Biden's prepared, but do you remember when Trump's teleprompter went out and he didn't know even what to say about the topic enough to riff for 5 seconds, and he said that that they were storming the airports?
He said that the Continental Army stormed
the airports.
They stormed the airports and rammed the ramparts.
Yes.
And then he goes
the ramparts.
And then he said they did everything they had to do. The Continental Army took down the airports? Did they? Fuck. So I've had some people, so the report in Axios was that he had actually said that he wanted to nuke a hurricane. Why can't we drop a nuke into a hurricane? So that was reported from the inside White House guy at the beginning. So I was talking, and some guy goes, he never said that. And it's weird when anybody calls Trump on one thing, that's a rumor, that's secondhand by someone who said they heard it. All you got to do is just go to anything on YouTube, type in Trump stupid, and this like, okay, that one's hearsay.
Yeah.
Here's where he fucking said that. Here's where he said this. Here's where he said that.
But also his Wikipedia page comes up and the 45.
There's articles written.
He's still wearing a hat that says 45. They're showing video and pictures of him at his buffet at Mar-a-Lago, and he's still wearing his merch hat.
And making fake,
president.
like Time magazine
I
covers.
stopped wearing my Titus TV show hats years ago. I stopped wearing them. I don't want to be that guy that's just
okay. So let's say that you were impeached twice during your TV show.
Let's say
Because of the show.
500,000 people died.
From the show.
On your watch.
Yeah.
From the Titus show killed 500,000 people. Hey, Titus, it was me. Come on. Hey, I want an omelet.
The logo was actual fire and it burned up a bunch of people, and you're going to wear it again.
I was burned by the Titus logo.
This episode also brought to you by Sunday.com.
Can I say that this company is right now
GetSunday.com.
Rachel's favorite
It is.
company that we've ever had. Here's why. We have a little patch of lawn at our home, and we have some moles that are relentless. I have these moles they've got to be cyber moles. I looked out this morning and saw the little dirt pile. Did you see the new one? There's a new one.
Little Terminator moles. Dun, 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 dun. They rise
totally.
up. All of them.
Once I decided to go the murder route, and I held off for a year.
You were nice.
I did. I tried to talk to them. We discussed relocation.
Right. You had them in a facility for a minute?
I put them in a facility. There was some overcrowding, and I did feel bad about that. I offered to transfer them.
But that was only because the people that owned the house before did not, they tried to cut them off. They did not put them in a facility.
Right. So then I decided
They're tunneling under
only
the fence.
available option left was murder. And so
that makes you a mole Republican, by the way.
we called the
So you went to Petco and bought a gun and bought an AR-15.
the hitman.
Same day.
We called the hitman. Actually, he did, because I didn't want to have blood on my hands. And
Yeah, you're like Trump. You're like, do me a favor, call this guy, come kill these fucking moles.
So the guy has come back 3 times, done whatever it is that he does, and he has to keep coming back because it's not working. He's been 3 times already. We have used everything that everybody suggested.
I have these fireworks. So I went to I'm not kidding. I am not kidding. We went to now blowing up. That we're getting
4th of July. We're starting now.
Yeah,
He's gassing them.
Yeah. So Sunday, this company. So that being said, the mole aside, this company has changed our lawn.
It's crazy.
Yeah. She's like, did you see the new growth? She's like,
it is like, you guys, I know that this is a different stage of my life.
You're a lawn dork.
But when you see results to something, it was really thin and light colored, and now it's dark and it's like
dark green
carpet.
Yep.
It's like 70s carpet. It's so thick. It's crazy. And it's all safe for the dogs. It's natural, like iron. You're putting nutrients back into the soil, So I did iron, and then I did the Mighty Green, and it's crazy. I'm just saying, it's crazy. But it's easy. It gets mailed to you.
And it gives you your lawn. This is what I like about it. Again, I'll say this again. I love this company because my dad went crazy buying different kind of stuff until he finally found something that worked. You're winging it until you figure out how your lawn goes.
It's not like Rogaine for your lawn or like a transplant.
And my dad one time put this fertilizer on it and it burned the lawn. Yeah, so he was so mad. This stuff, you have to send them a soil sample. They've already broken down the soil anyway when you give them your address. That's a satellite picture they sent you. Then you send them
go to getsunday.com and put in your home address, and they'll give you a free lawn analysis. And you'll see your house.
Yeah, because they've analyzed the soil in all the areas. Then you send them soil. Then they tell you, okay, your soil is a little different. Here's what you need. Then they send you exactly. It's lawn doctor, really. It's a lawn physician.
That's what I like to think of myself as.
Lawn doctor. You're a lawn dork.
I kind of am. I go outside in the morning and I just walk around and
at the new growth.
just stare at it.
So now the moles are coming up and be like, are we in the right place?
Yeah. They're done.
No.
That's
Here's
all
what she knows. This Sunday company has made her like this. She goes, I go, well, the moles are giving them back. I go, do they like more lawn? She goes, yes, because the new lawn, this lawn, there's more grubs. Now I got to kill the grubs. So she's just becoming a mass murderer.
I am.
Slowly.
I am.
But the lawn's going to look
and
awesome.
I'm comfortable with it now. And that's all I have to say.
There you go. You've accepted it.
It took me a long time, and now I get it. And it's something I never thought about, is that it makes sense. It seems kind of obvious. I never thought, instead of dumping all these chemicals and things onto grass that make them grow like your dad was doing, it's natural ingredients. It's like you would like ritual vitamins for your body, or it's like putting nutrients back in to make it healthy. Or
butcher box for good meat that doesn't have hormones and synthetic stuff.
It's like putting meat in your lawn.
No.
Yes,
right.
You guys are confused.
Okay, we're just trying to make it
be because iron booster. I did an
there you go.
iron booster.
See?
So you're right. Good job. Let Sunday take the guesswork out for you. His dad could have used that. You grow greener, more beautiful lawn this spring. Now is the time to be doing this because the growth. I have a chart that shows when my lawn traditionally grows. It's at its peak. We're coming up on that pretty soon.
I can't imagine what it's going to do in the summer. So just to be clear, what they say, we've seen.
Yeah, it's crazy.
It's been a month we've been using this?
You should take a picture and post
About
it.
a month we've been putting this stuff on the lawn hardcore. 2 months maybe?
A month, yeah.
And it was cold in the lawn. It flourished and it got this dark green. I love... Look, we'll take a company to start off with, but we find out the company doesn't work, we cut them. These guys, this stuff
Legit.
works.
And I just have to warn you, if you start using it, you're going to become obsessed.
Lawn dork.
Because I am a lawn dork. I am. So all you have to do is go to getsunday.com/Titus. You get $20 off your own custom lawn plan at checkout. That's $20 off your own custom plan at getsunday.com/Titus. You should take a picture and let Hylinder post it in the podcast.
Of the lawn and of the mole holes.
By
the way, if anybody has any weird mole things
they
that
have.
work,
Everybody wrote in and I did all of them.
except for the gum.
That's the only thing I didn't do.
Dude.
But I didn't want you to say that because now I'm going to get another email.
Gum. They're going to be coming up there like...
that's my fear.
It's going to be like playing baseball down there, trading cards.
Yeah. Hey, this gum thing. Thank you. Because all the poison you putting in made my breath stink. So now I got a little bit of spearmint coming. How about this one?
Listen, there are poison pellets in those tunnels underneath. You can walk on parts of it and sink because they've tunneled. There are poison pellets. He has put gas fireworks down the things.
You light it. It looks like it's about this long. It looks like a giant firecracker. You light it. You put it in there, and it basically
gas comes out.
Yeah, it totally Auschwitzes them. It does. You put it in. It just shoots gas, and then so I back off the line. Says, "Get away! Don't let the dogs out." And then you just see this death smoke coming out.
Oh my God!
You know
the
what I found?
exterminator has put his crap in there 3 times now. You bought mole repellent. We've done 4 or 5 different kinds of mole repellent. One of them was dried blood. I read the ingredients. I don't know whose blood, but supposedly it doesn't taste or smell good to them, so they go away. Well,
don't worry
then
about it.
Chaplin licked the lawn for 2 weeks.
Don't worry about whose blood is. Hey, listen, if you stop, what do you want to do? What are you, a detective or you want to stop moles?
I'll get you blood.
Yeah, don't worry. Don't worry.
Plenty of it.
Just trust me.
Then I did grub killer because I read that's what they eat. I now have read that castor oil, so I don't know. I'm going to give that a try. But then the dogs are definitely going to lick the lawn. It's just impossible. This is why you need a prescription for Xanax if you're going to have a patch of grass.
We are blessed with abundance. We are blessed. Our house backs up to a golf course. And I think, as she said, she goes, there's a whole golf course there. What are they putting on the golf course? That these moles are like, no.
Because they're industrial, like...
Yeah, they don't care.
No.
No, they have no.
They're painting the grass.
Yeah.
They're not even...
It's not
Is
even
it green?
grass.
Yeah, it's green.
So whatever they're putting is pushing them out, I think. And my problem was that I cared. So I hesitated.
Oh, if anybody works at a golf course, what do you guys use? That's what we need. Whatever that is, because I'm sure there's some Dow chemical that that we're gonna have to get in a hazmat suit.
Get
9
a permit to use
gloves,
it.
Right, exactly. Have
easier to get that than a gun.
A helicopter, drop it in. A guys in a truck shows up. We have to take a Silkwood shower after we put it on the lawn. But no moles. I'm in.
Well, yeah, I would like to. I wonder if we could pay the golf course people to just extend that to us. Because I'd be fine if they all rushed over to Karen. I'd be 100% fine with that.
Then people are like playing putt, golfing on there's little golf carts. Hey, wait,
Ray,
hell.
There's guys in the backyard swinging. What is going on? Why is there a flag in the lawn?
We did have a ball land in our front yard. It went over the backyard, over the house. And
by the way, for that shot, I'm not a good golfer. For
Neither
that ball
was
to
he.
land in the front of the yard, it had to go up a hill about 80 feet, over the house, and then land in the front yard. That's how bad this guy hit it.
Yeah.
Or good he hit it.
Or good. Or some kind of slugger.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Tesla is delivering 15 electric trucks to Pepsi company this year. I just saw that. I thought you'd be interested.
So Tesla's electric semi is coming out. It is faster than anything. It has a range of 500 to 600 miles.
This is the semi?
Semi, yeah.
You can drive it to Mars. That's how awesome it is.
But they're
futuristic.
Tesla people aren't quite clear how killer Tesla is. They don't know. Now, these other companies are coming up with cars now, like General Motors has their skateboard now. What they're doing, they're going to put all these cars on it by 2025. Tesla's coming out with the pickup truck, which will destroy anything.
They're delaying that though, right?
Till next year. He always delays. He always says it's coming out next week, and then 4 years later it comes out. He just talks a lot of shit to get people going. Yeah. But the semi truck is going to be amazing, and it'll change everything. I think by the time before we're dead, well, before I'm dead, almost every car will be electric.
Yeah.
We're going electric. That's why we want to go solar, because then you don't have to pay for electric. Do you see what they're trying to do in California?
No, they are. In California, they're charging you to not use the electrical grid.
If you go off the grid and don't use their electricity, you get paid. Hey,
holy shit.
Whoa. Hold on. Wait. We built this whole fucking thing, and you ain't using it. You know what? You're going to have to give us a little something. No. I get you getting it from the sun, but a little taste. We need a little taste of your solar energy. Little taste.
We're going to have to tax you.
Yeah,
a little bit. Just a pinch.
Little bit.
Right?
Little bit.
Little off the top.
Or I can send some more moles. Listen, if you don't pay, moles are going to show up.
We do need dried blood. So
I like that all of our people are the same mob guys, because mob guys run the world.
Moles are anxiety inducing. That's all I'm saying. Because then you get this perfect green lawn,
and you don't have any OCD at all.
Hard, no. And you're out there with a spade, like getting weeds up, and then you come home and there's 4 holes this big with
like
giant mounds. Yeah,
it's upsetting.
And if you look, I've been looking around. I don't think they're doing it to anyone else. I think it's just me.
Because you care so much. Don't push against them. You're giving the moles too much attention.
What you resist persists, and that's my problem right now.
I don't think the mole. I think if you don't do what you're doing, at least you're trying to drive some of them. Remember for a while there, it was like 6 holes a day. Now there's 2, maybe 1 or 2. We just got to keep poisoning them. What I don't understand is how come this stuff isn't poisoning the lawn. So here's the weirdest thing. I knew they were in there, so that I dropped one of those fireworks down in the hole.
Yeah.
And by the way, look up moles, people. They're not cute at all. They're the scariest looking.
That helped too.
It looked like some.
I was afraid they were.
Remember that movie
cute.
Tremors?
Uh-huh.
It kind of had that vibe. They don't just look like that, but you're like, oh, that's an ugly. What the? I'm glad that thing. Moles went underground because they were just getting mocked by all the other animals.
So your moles are punching up through the house floor.
They're coming.
Yes.
So what was I going to say about
reference?
moles? I was about to say, so I dumped the thing in the hole, and the smoke usually comes out, right? And it started to, and then all of a sudden it got sucked into the hole, and I thought, oh, something's running.
Something
was running, and it was sucking up.
Speaking of movies, I have an official announcement to make.
Oh, she hates movies.
As someone, everyone knows that I don't like movies. However, I got sucked in to Rocky, And it started on number 1. Turns out there's a lot of those movies. First one, it's kind of awkward and uncomfortable. No, we haven't. We have not told. No.
She's walking around going, he's so stupid. And you gotta do it. She's like doing the Rocky impression. I lived with a Rocky impression for 3 days.
Yeah, and it was the first date on the ice skating, and I just the biggest dork. Oh my gosh. And then I watched all 5 in a row.
Oh, wow. Rocky Marathon.
It was until like 2 a.m. And then
you were mad they were done, actually.
The one started listen, and this is what I'm talking about with movies. Here's the problem. So you invest 10 hours, I think I invested.
Yeah. In the first 5, yeah.
Mm-hmm. And it ends, and he's broke. He has nothing.
Brain
he's
damage.
gone.
Kinda
he's
got brain
damage. Oh, yeah. He's even more stupid. He's back in the shithole that he
started in, right?
out of.
And she's
His
dead.
kid thinks he's an idiot. They kill her.
Yeah.
Please.
That's what you call an arc.
That's
a character
There's
arc.
no arc.
Here's that story.
It arcs straight down.
It's a character circle.
Yes,
no. So he started here. It went, wee, boom. That's an arc. See, that's actually an arc. It's actually, it's a
he
St.
went
Louis
full
arc.
circle.
It's poetic. It's birth and death, and there's a lot of heavy topics.
There was no arc. He went right back to the
the arciest of arcs.
Yeah, it was a double arc. It was a lower and then an upper, which made it a circle.
So you invest all those hours in a movie.
That's imaginary. It's not real, but yes.
It's very real to me.
I know.
And
so the character was brain damage and the viewer, and everybody was broke at the end.
Sure,
and she died broke, which you find out later, because then there's one called whatever it's called.
Creed.
Sure.
That's after.
And then there's another one, right? One called Rocky Balboa, or
just called Balboa.
That's the 5th one. That was the 5th one.
Rocky that Balboa. One. Okay, so whatever it was, and
the video game guy. He fought the video game guy. Yeah, he had a restaurant then, though. He was doing all right.
Yeah, he was not.
He had his own restaurant.
And his kid wasn't even talking to him. He went to see him at work.
But his kid was really successful.
And his kid was like embarrassed of him. Remember, and didn't want anything to do with him. His wife's dead. He's broke. He's lost everything. He's been publicly humiliated.
The video game guy went. Basically, there was a video game that did a comparison against the current heavyweight champion in Rocky. Now I remember. Yeah, and the video game showed that Rocky would have beat him. Well, is in real life, the boxer got mad. And
I don't remember this. I fell asleep.
This is the one you fell asleep on. And then
I was mad. I fell asleep out of anger.
And they had to fight the guy. And he's like 1,000 years old. And then there's another one that's not a Rocky movie, but you could play it as a Rocky movie with him and De Niro that Kevin Hart is in. That if you just put it at the end of Rocky Balboa, do you remember the one, the grudge match, which was De Niro and De Niro?
Is he a boxer?
I never saw that one.
It's De Niro. It's De Niro and Stallone fighting Kevin Hart's his manager, setting up the fight, and Kim, what's her face is in it? Mickey Rourke, Kim
Basinger, Kim Cattrall.
Kim Basinger. Kim Basinger's in it.
What does she have to do with Mickey Rourke?
She was in 9.5 Weeks with Mickey Rourke. Boom! Look at me connecting stuff.
Can we talk about Mickey Rourke?
No, I don't even know.
Talk about boxing.
Exactly. So this
a lot of real boxing.
A segue.
We saw it was the boxing, and then it looks like he fought a plastic surgeon because what happened to him at the end?
Like, I need more. I need more.
He said something about that.
He finally said recently that yes, he may have chosen poorly when he chose his doctor.
What's the movie we just
watched?
He
has now completely Botoxed his face. He was in a movie that you've kind of been making me watch movies lately because we got our Academy Award screeners, and so we've watched.
Decent. It was a decent movie.
Was it the one with Anthony Hopkins? No, that was. Anyway, he has. Weird his face is already. He has Botox the whole thing so that none of it moves. And so maybe that weird face, if it moved a little bit, but it looks like he's wearing a plastic mask.
But I think
of himself.
But I think, I'm a glass half full guy. And I believe that Mickey Rourke could be a ventriloquist.
Ventriloquist.
He could be a ventriloquist. Because he could just do this. Because he can't move. He has no. Mickey Rourke would not be a ventriloquist dummy.
But
you would never see the guy's face move. You'd be like, this guy's amazing.
But the dummy would actually look just like him back then.
And he wouldn't have to move that dummy's mouth either. So it would just be two guys not moving. And I think Jeff Dunham would literally have to bust his ass to beat Mickey Rourke as a ventriloquist.
Yeah. So I've seen some movies lately.
All right. So you saw Rocky. Good. Okay. How about?
I saw all of them. I will say that I never got the Sylvester Stallone
Why
thing.
people liked him.
Why women loved him, I was like,
well,
not
he was
cute.
ripped in 2 and 3.
Whatever the movie was where Mickey died and he was wearing all black and he had the black Ray-Bans shaded.
Cobra.
And he was in his peak and he
too.
went and stood at the graveside and they just slowly zoom in and his
That's Judge Dredd.
mouth is all perfect. And I was like, all right then. And then just downhill from there.
So
like everything.
We can't show her Cobra though because Cobra.
What's Cobra?
It's Rocky with a car.
Yes,
right?
with a 50
Is
mark.
it Sylvester Stallone?
Yeah, he plays a guy. It's the craziest. It's peak 80s, man. It's one of those movies. It's peak 80s. Tango and Cash and those two. Or you just go. Like I look back. There's a line in the movie. So basically, there's a shooting in a supermarket. And Cobra, they send Cobra in to get it.
Is he Cobra?
Yeah, Cobra. So he's a cop, right? And they're outside, and it's the same. It's a captain. No one's going in there, man. It's all crazy. And he just walks in. He just walks in. He walk in. He's got like a match sticking out. He's like, and he's like walking through, and he's
just
got
catches bullets
and he
eats them.
And he's slowly walking through. This guy's shooting people with an automatic weapon, and he's just walking through like nothing's happening. He gets the guy, kisses him, shoots him, and he shoots the guy. Guy's on the ground, and this is the line. Oh, this is the line that made me go. I burst out laughing in the theater when I saw this. And I wasn't a comedian. Oh yeah, I just started doing comedy, and it was so funny. He goes, "You're the disease. I'm the cure." I just lost my mind. I laughed.
And then an explosion went off for some reason.
Do you know what's crazy? Because I was in, right? I was kind of proud of myself, I wasn't just in for a movie. I was in for 1,000 movies, it seemed like. So I, of course, looked it up on Wikipedia. We both did. And Dolph Lundgren, he actually had him really box him.
Yeah.
And he...
Oh, this is a weird story. Yeah. I didn't know this. Yeah, go ahead. You want to tell him? You want me to tell him?
You tell.
So Dolph Lundgren, who has a degree in like chemical
physics,
engineering. Yeah, he's a genius.
Yeah.
Well, but he's obviously a dumb genius because while he's boxing Sylvester Stallone in Rocky IV... Because
Sylvester Stallone directed it and he wanted them to truly fight. He wanted a real...
So here's the thing. As many movies as I've been in and little stunts I've done, yeah, okay, let's really box... Don't fuck me up so bad we can't finish the movie.
They life-flighted him out.
He punched Sylvester Stallone in the chest.
In his heart.
And it bruised his heart. And he was in intensive care for 8 days.
They put him on a
life
chopper
flight. They
out
life
of
flighted him
Canada
out.
to Cedars, I think. They brought him here.
Because they punched him dead in the... Like, hey, listen, you dumb motherfucker. Yeah, I get you're a genius. You punched me so hard you bruised my chest.
We said nothing below the hairline.
And exactly. Look, I messed up. Yeah, you can't mess this up anyway.
What's the chick's name? Bridget Nielsen.
Bridget Nielsen
was our neighbor.
She lives in our neighborhood.
At our
really
old
sweet.
house. She actually brought our Yorkie back, Abbott, when he
got lost. Yeah,
he wasn't lost. No, he
just bailed.
Took off, and she brought him back
with a haircut, with a blonde.
She still has the hair,
boxy hair.
But she was very nice. This was the post Flavor Flav Bridget Nielsen. It was a little different than the Bridget.
She
Nielsen
had a little insight. Yeah, she wasn't. Yeah, but yeah. So Dolph Lundgren, listen, I know you can beat me up, but for God's sakes, if you're in a movie, he probably's learned it by now. But I would never be okay with that. Look, dude, we're still filming a movie.
Right.
Yeah.
Like when I say let's really box.
But
don't kill me.
Think it. By the way, I wasn't really boxing you because I opened you up enough to hit me in the chest.
This
so
is
you
not
bruised
really.
my heart.
And also,
we're not really going to do it,
but not really.
Also,
we're not getting a belt after this.
Say, make it look real. Don't make it real, you fucking moron.
Who knew that Mr. T could be kind of scary? He was always sort of a joke when I was growing up. You know,
she
he was
said that.
B.A.
She clever line.
Baracus.
Clubber Lang, she was like, wow, he's really scary.
I did not like him at all.
I hated Clubber Lang.
He was awful, but Dolph Lundgren was really scary. I didn't. But anyway, see, I totally got sucked in. And now
Rocky IV has the most movie montages of any movie I've ever seen. There's 4 music montages.
Yes. When you parody like 80s movie montages, you're just doing that movie.
Yeah. It was one right after the other.
There was a Sylvester Stallone that released a 35-year. And just so you know, HBO's in trouble now because Netflix has all their own programming, and HBO can't compete. So what HBO is doing is running all these old movies, even their new ad for this next year coming up, Jaws,
Citizen Kane.
Yeah, exactly. They're running exactly. The Jimmy Stewart collection. And
was that how we ended up watching that?
Yes,
was that HBO?
Yeah, because HBO's got all the rights to that, so they're just blowing through.
So we were painting inside the cabin, you were in a different room, and it came on.
We just left it run.
And and that's how I got sucked in. So I'm not watching Godfather.
But
don't
Stallone,
at me.
that's different. So you
Are
can't.
You sure?
The Godfather's way different. Stallone did a 35-year cut of Rocky IV and took the robot out because there's a robot.
That robot was dumb.
Yeah, there's that big robot.
Yeah.
But if you look at where we came after that, we're like, no, we got to cut that. Guys, and by the way, Sylvester Stallone, thank you so much for all the years.
I was very impressed. Who knew that he created, wrote, directed, starred in? I've
been saying this for years. He's a genius, and people don't get it because when he talks, but he's a genius. He wrote it. People don't know this, but he got offered $1 million for the script to Rocky, and they were going to put Robert Redford in it, and he said no.
That was a career changer.
We also have him to thank for Steven Seagal and who else?
He gave
Jeff Speakman,
to
whoever that was. Who was it?
He was a perfect weapon, Jeff Speakman.
I don't even know who that is.
God damn it.
I could pulled it.
I don't know
Jeff
who that
Speakman,
is.
no one. I barely know. And I actually, that's one of those, that was an Alzheimer's moment where my brain accessed something I don't need. My mind's like, that math you learned? Fuck it. By the way, Jeff Speakman shit, we're going to keep that right near the front because you're going to need it. You're going to need the Jeff Speakman reference, you moron. Who's the other guy?
Florida woman found naked in storm drain was missing for 3 weeks. Got lost in tunnel during swim.
What? Say it again.
Florida woman found naked in storm drain was missing for 3 weeks. Got lost in tunnel during swim. Why was she naked?
Why was she swimming in a storm drain?
Remember, this is
3
Florida.
weeks.
Leave off the Florida part. We could have just went.
Always just add the word Florida. Why Florida? Oh.
Authorities said a passerby called 911 after hearing Lindsay Kennedy calling for help from within an 8-foot pit.
She was going after her moles.
Delray Beach.
Delray Beach?
That's how you're going to find me. I'm going to be in a storm drain in Florida.
Got a miner's light. These motherfuckers.
I'm going to fucking get you. If it's my last
She was in there for 3
She's doing
weeks.
Bill Murray from Caddyshack.
Yeah.
All right. Well, all right. Go for moles. Come on. I can't even do it. I just did. What's the guy? Who's the guy? Oh my God. Forget it. I was trying to do Bill Murray.
I don't know.
No, who's Ed Sullivan? I just did Ed Sullivan.
Oh, yeah.
Right here, moles. The fabulous mole. And this is a reference from the 1930s.
That's the new band. That's the hot new band from Britain.
Taiwanese officials beg people to stop changing their name to salmon for free sushi.
What?
That's a commitment for just, man, they must be hungry.
A cafe in Taiwan is now calling it Salmon Chaos after offering free food on Wednesdays and Thursdays to whole tables of customers. They can be named Giyu, which is salmon.
So the pandemic's over for them for sure.
So
what a weird advertising thing.
So over 150 people so far have legally changed their name to Salmon.
Wow, maybe we need to work on that country's economy so they have food.
Yeah, right? They have to change their name to Hungry.
Can we send them some money? So
they don't have to call themselves
John,
Salmon.
feed me.
There was one guy, kids.
Change my name. Hi, I'm Christopher Kentucky Fried Chicken.
Mostly kids. Meteor Salmon King was
Christopher
one.
Extra Crispy.
Salmon Fried Rice legally changed their names to Salmon.
We need to help that. Whatever country, listen, when the people in your country are so starving that you're changing your name to get free food.
One college student said he and his friends have now eaten the equivalent of more than $235 in sushi after he changed his name to Explosive Good Looking Salmon. If you're in college, man, there was a place called Mr. Gaddy's when I was in college that would do all you can eat pizza for $5. It was a pizza buffet.
You guys closed it, didn't you? You bankrupted.
Oh yeah. We would not eat for 2 days, not always on purpose, but we would definitely gear up for this and go and eat. I think back now, why?
That's when like restaurant promotions, that's when, they went way too far. They open up, we're going to open up, grand opening. Everybody get, and we're
closing.
Bankrupt.
As Chris Rock
2 days
said,
later.
Grand opening, grand closing.
North Dakota man says the condo association is threatened $200 daily fines over his American flag noise.
What?
HOAs
Slapping?
suck.
ASMR?
Yes,
noise?
a Fargo, North Dakota man said he's getting threatening letters from his HOA over complaints that his American flag is making too much noise on windy days.
Is there a Dixie flag underneath it?
He's very sad. He always wanted a home with an American flag, he said, and now
it's big.
It's going to cost him.
How big is it?
Is it like a battleship size?
Is it on an aircraft carrier of some sort? Like
that casting a shadow,
or in front of a big RV dealership? Because all the RV dealerships have the biggest. We drove past one up in Northern California, and it was so big that, and the wind was only 40 miles, but it was waving slow. It looked like it looked like when they used to turn TV off.
Right.
And I stopped and filmed it because I was like, we're using this
like
for something. Yeah, it was that bad. Wow. I feel bad for him.
I do too. Louisiana priest and 2 dominatrices charged with vandalism after altar threesome.
What? No, vandalism. Who got vandalized?
The altar. They had a threesome on the altar.
Oh.
These are the kind of things you don't really read as much about other states. But
what state is that?
Louisiana.
Southern states, there's an extra level of heat crazy and
Louisiana
crazy.
Priest and 2 dominatrices.
Well, at least he was with women.
You know what? And they were of age.
Right,
and they were professionals. It wasn't children.
They came
It wasn't
dressed
a
up.
priest and 2 kids from the softball team.
Okay.
He vandalized them with his own
He vandalized the altar.
He's the altar guy. His own altar.
Oh.
The 3 of them were
Is that
on the
masturbation
altar.
if you vandalize your own altar? What kind of...
It sounds like it's some devil sacrifice.
Yeah, it sounds
sacrifice
like
stuff.
no chickens were harmed in this sexual act.
They've actually been charged in court.
And they loved it.
Exactly. And the girl said, that'll be extra.
Can you give me the paddle too?
The priest has said that they've gone out of their bounds by charging him.
Oh, so that's his safe word.
Cancel culture. He said, listen, if you're a man of God and you want to do 2 dominatrixes on your own altar, you should not be canceled. But you know what? He will judge me. And that's why we did it in pictures of him so he could watch.
They
whipped me like Jesus.
They also left the windows open.
I was reenacting Easter, motherfuckers.
They left the windows open, so I guess people saw it happen.
Oh my God.
So they're...
on that story, we got to end. There's nothing topping that.
No.
That's awesome. Guys, do me a favor. Go to ChristopherTitus.com for the new Titus and Bradley show. We filmed a bunch of cool stuff that we're doing, and we've got a bunch of sketches. There's going to be some, we were just talking today about one of them that I'm going to be destroyed at the end of. Go to ChristopherTitus.com to get tickets for that.
Or CombustionLive.com.
Yeah. Also, I promise it'll be up this week. Carrying Monsters, the COVID special, will be up this week. I promise.
Oh, yeah.
And so you'll
and you'll also throw those new dates on his website because for the first time in over a year, we can say that live shows with Christopher Titus are actually going to happen.
And in 3 weeks, you're going to be able to see my new show here from the Combustion Lounge. I will be doing a brand new hour and 10, depending on how slow I talk.
So 45 minutes.
No, Billy.
12.
My buddy Billy always says,
It's
you know,
3
Titus,
specials.
you're really funny, but Jesus, you go too long. Everything you do is long.
You said everything you do is 90 minutes.
Yeah, everything you do is 90. Even if you're doing 40 minutes, it feels like 90 minutes.
You know, you're packing in like 3 specials into one.
I know. But Carlin always did, Carlin did 15 specials. This will be my 10th. Carrie Monster's my 9th special. By the way, if you want to see any of the specials, if you're feeling down because of COVID, you can't get the vaccine right away, you don't want to go out and catch one of the variants, go to Christopher Titus TV on YouTube. We have a bunch of content up. There's stuff with Ray and stuff the Hylinder's done, plus the Armageddon updates. But all my specials are up for free until we're out of this. Once we're out of this, I'm going to pull them. But they're up there for free for now. Thank you guys for listening.
And also, we're going to do another happy hour after Titus and Bradley.
Right.
So I think there's a few of those.
There's also another. We're going to do another. We're going to do a little bigger Grindhouse commercial, right?
Yes.
Because they're awesome.
Extended trailer.
Yeah, extended
trailer number 2.
We can do
More action.
more danger.
2 explosions.
It's such an awesome trailer. I got to, by the way, thank you for being as good as you are all the time.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
We get a lot of compliments about your graphic design and your
Thank you. Oh, great.
editing.
Well, he's going to be a character in some of the sketches. We need you for some sketches, by the way. So you're going to be acting.
Yes,
But
fantastic.
I've seen your sketches, so I know you can do it.
Okay, all
I'm
right.
not just throwing you in. He's done stuff before.
And he was in the Titus episode. It was
Right.
funny.
I was a therapist.
You were the therapist. You're funny. But if you want to see the Titus episode, for God's sakes, go to ChristopherTitus.com. People, if you love the show Titus, we have 54 episodes up on Christopher Titus TV, but the finale, the 2-episode finale that we never got to do is at ChristopherTitus.com. Get it. It's $7.50 for both episodes because we had to pay for it. We had to pay the actors. But Stacy Keach is in it, Zach Ward, Cynthia Watros, David Shatraw, the whole crew, and the lovely Bombshell is in it.
And
you're in it too.
The lovely Hylinder is in
and
it.
also Zach's wife, Jen.
Oh, yeah.
Jen is in it too. Yeah, that's right. And my Aunt Kathy's in it.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
That didn't make it better, did it? We used anybody that would show up, frankly. Guys, thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. We'll see you guys next week. For myself, the lovely Bombshell Ray, and the Hylinder. Later.
Peace out. Gospel.
There can be only one.
There can be
only one.
There can be.
There can be only one.
There can be.
Titus Podcast.
Where are my 2 dominatrix? Let me hear it.
Where the altar?